Hello and welcome to my channel for news about the Fact Gossip 24. Please follow and subscribe for more information. Alana, your friend, is me. Let's begin.
90-Day Fiancé. I suspect Sophie Sierra could be having money issues. The American dream is expensive. Sophie Sierra from 90-Day, The Last Resort, is eager to return to the 90-Day Fiancé franchise, which I think indicates she isn't doing well financially. Sophie was living in London when she met Rob Warren from Los Angeles on social media. The young and attractive pair had an instant connection and entered a romantic relationship. It was Sophie's idea to apply for a K-1 visa so she could live with Rob in America. She decided to get married to Rob even though he had online cheated on her. Sophie lived in Marbella, Spain, while growing up. She claimed she lived in the lap of luxury, with exotic vacations around the world and maids in her home. Sophie's decision to move into Rob's apartment, which didn't even have a bathroom inside it, was questionable to me. She also didn't think of returning home to Spain or the UK after her split with Rob. I wonder if Sophie has been dealing with money problems recently, since some of her decisions point to her struggling financially in America. In her introduction on 90-Day Fiancé Season 10, Sophie shared details about her childhood. She enjoyed standing out and going out, dancing, making friends, and having fun. Sophie admitted she started clubbing at 12, acknowledging that it might sound absolutely crazy to Americans. However, she explained in Europe, if someone appeared old enough, they could enter clubs without issue, as authorities generally didn't intervene. Sophie also mentioned her family's wealth, giving insight into her privileged background. Her carefree youth shaped her personality and experiences, offering a glimpse into her unique upbringing and lifestyle. Sophie described her grandfather as a hardworking man who funded her privileged upbringing. Despite benefiting from his wealth, she never learned how he accumulated it. Sophie never asked him about his profession but knew he made a lot of money, which allowed her to live in nice homes. She attended private school and traveled, experiences she viewed as part of her fortunate life. Sophie expressed how lucky she felt to have had such a lifestyle, acknowledging the comfort and opportunities that came from her grandfather's financial success, even without understanding the source of his wealth. However, despite her wealthy grandfather, Sophie had no money of her own when she moved to the U.S. The truth was revealed when Sophie expressed an interest in living in Santa Monica, and Rob gave her a taste of reality. Sophie wanted to live a happier life by the beach. Rob asked Sophie if she could reach out to her affluent family for help if she wanted to live in a fancy beachfront house. Sophie looked uncomfortable when Rob asked her how much money she had on her. Sophie admitted she had nothing. Sophie earned enough to buy a small apartment in the countryside and chose to distance herself from her family to gain independence. Since then, they stopped giving her money, and she never asked for it, believing in the importance of self-sufficiency. Sophie found it frustrating when Rob suggested she ask her family for money. Despite her grandfather's financial support during her childhood, Sophie likely no longer depends on him for money, as she values her independence and prefers not to rely on anyone for financial assistance. It appears Sophie is trying to run away from her past. I wonder if she's hiding something. According to Starcasm, Sophie has gone through a couple of rebrandings over the years. She previously used the name Sophie London and later changed it to Sophie Cheshire. These names were used by her for her OnlyFans accounts from before her 90-Day Fiancé debut. Sophie has accounts named at Sophie Cheshire and at Sophie Cheshire. She may have used the platform as a resource to make quick money by posting naughty pictures. She may have been referring to Of when she said she did modeling. In May 2024, I came across a post by Bubbly Consequence 3 on Reddit where the fan shared several screenshots of Sophie's fanbase's page. It showed what services Sophie was offering to her fans in exchange for money, especially on social media. One of them included an Instagram follow back from Sophie. For $85, Sophie could follow a fan back on their Instagram. She also offered to slide into a fan's DMs for $60 and repost a fan's Instagram story for $115, among other things. In the comments, Redditor PoshDog4444 wrote, "After all the mistakes she's made, the best thing for her to do is try to get an education and a real job." They suggested that Sophie could go back home to Europe and get in touch with her family to live a better life. The fan had predicted that it was not going to end up well with Rob for Sophie. Questions were raised about Sophie's educational background, which she didn't talk about at all, besides bragging about going to private schools as a kid. Meanwhile, apart from relying on her for money, Sophie also decided to kickstart her entrepreneurial career in 2025. Sophie has been on a weight loss spree in the last few months. She has been documenting her transformation on social media and often posts mirror selfies from her gym workout sessions to reveal her progress. However, Sophie decided to launch waist trainers on her Instagram, claiming they helped her snatch her waist by wearing them consistently. Interestingly, Amani from 90DF Season 11 accused Sophie of lying to her fans and asked Sophie to be transparent about her weight loss. Most of Sophie's income sources right now depend on how popular she is on the internet. The interest in Sophie's pages may have grown after her 90-day Fiancé debut. She also charges fans hundreds of dollars for just a DM on Instagram because she is Sophie from the hit reality TV show. The success of Sophie's waist trainer business also relies on her visibility on TV and social media and fans wanting to look like her with weight loss. As long as Sophie stays on TV, she can make a good enough income. However, Sophie is no longer in a relationship after 90-day, the last resort. She wasn't roped in for the 90-day house show like Rob, where she could find love again as a single woman. Sophie recently hinted at a romance with Pedro Jimeno, and if that works out, Sophie could surely make it to a few more spin-offs, given Pedro's popularity in the show's universe. For now, Sophie has announced she will be seen on 90 Day Diaries after 90 Day, the last resort is done.